All right, what is up, guys? Back at it with another altcoin watch list video. Before we do get started, I just want to say I will not be tweeting out these videos anymore. So if you're not following, the YouTube channel, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel and you have notifications on or whatever, you may not see these videos pop up. But it's starting to get a little bit too spammy on the Twitter feed. I think the Twitter algo hates me for tweeting out YouTube links all the time. So I'm going to refrain from that, and we're just going to, keep Twitter and YouTube kind of separate. So, um, with that said, we will go ahead and jump into the coins that did not make it back into this week's watch list, because most of the coins from this week were also from last week as well, which is what you want to see. You want to see strength continue to prove to be strength, right? So Link started out pretty good, tested this high time frame zone. We did discuss how if Link breaks down from this region, you would also be looking to short Link. It's the same sort of like your justification is also your invalidation, which is now a justification towards the opposite side. So we could justify being bullish on Link because we were uptrending on the daily market structure. We were holding 4-hour 200 MAs. I think it was even 2-hour 200s as confluence to that idea. And we were testing this pretty key demand zone, like a mid range to like an overall greater scheme kind of sideways. But we lost all of those arguments, so those will now be bearish arguments towards why we are likely to continue heading down to these range lows. So not the greatest, but we will go ahead and move on. The other one is DYDX. So DYDX actually, oh, my keyboard does that sometimes. DYDX actually performed pretty well. It followed through with the plan exactly how we discussed. We tested these 4-hour 200s as a high time frame zone. We said you can bid the high time frame zone and hope and pray that we eventually show strength again, or you can wait for the strength to form and then look for an entry and use this test of the high time frame support as the invalidation, right? As your new invalidation. So the first setup would have looked like this, right? Just buying the demand, then maybe hiding your stop, below that market structure low, below 4-hour 200s and below this demand zone, and then targeting whatever you want to target. I probably truly would have targeted pretty high, right? So this would have been like the setup, and then so the showing of strength upon reclaiming a lower time frame trend. Oh, whoops, we're spazzing out. Would have looked something very, very similar, and it would have been kind of like this. So either this test or this test. So we'll just kind of, say mixture between both of those just for sake of argument, and the exact same kind of thing. So you're just targeting extremely high, right? So obviously, this setup comes with a higher reward in this case and higher probability because you've already shown strength, right? You already reversed your local bearish arguments. So now there's a greater chance of us continuing that uptrend in a higher time frame. But it also comes with opportunity cost, and I did pay that opportunity cost. I did not catch this DYDX trade. It was a beautiful setup, A plus kind of setup for me, in my opinion. Just didn't catch it. So it is what it is. But that's the opportunity cost. You bet on, potentially being able to take a trade sometime in the future and neglecting to take the trade now. And sometimes you're going to get left behind. And so this time, there's no real excuses. The market didn't just like go vertical without me. I honestly just missed it, and that was my own fault. The other one would be Optimism. But we're still just covering last week's watch list. Optimism did pretty well until we tapped this range high, and then we, continue downtrending from there. So nothing too crazy. The range is ranging. You could look to play the range, but truly, I'm not interested in all that. I would much rather, just look for uptrending outperformers and then look to play those. But you absolutely could just trade this range on Optimism. And I would think actually the 30-minute 200s do a really good job of portraying this local trend as well. So same kind of concept. If you're not willing to bid this range low, or like a high time frame mid range or whatever, just daily demand or whatever, right? You can wait for that reclaim the 30-minute 200s, and then from there, there's a good chance that we come up and test some pretty key resistance levels, right? Maybe somewhere across here, and then you would look for that full kind of push upwards into that range high again. And who knows? Maybe if when we get above these range highs, right, that's price discovery. So maybe we just keep going. So I still haven't made a price discovery video yet. I am just truly lazy and also extremely busy at the same time. I am writing a book for free. So I'm working on that in my spare time. Hopefully that gets published sometime this year. But yeah, hopefully you guys are excited for that. The other coins to watch. So now we're getting into the coins that we discussed previously, which have continued to do incredibly well. Um, EOS is one of them. So kind of the same exact setup as Link, actually. Literally the exact same copy and paste. And the charts look incredibly similar, except for EOS continued uptrending off of this demand zone, off of the previous range high support test, off of the 4 hour 200 MAs, off of local trend confluence, and then reversed, right? And showed strength again, and then continued. And now we made a higher high. So this is beauty. I mean, this is strength, just personified, and it doesn't really get much better than this. Truthfully, the appealing part to EOS for me is this high time frame downtrend starting to be reversed here. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to continue going, but for me, it is one of those like um, you know I don't know, like opportunities that you can't just pass up. It's pretty beautiful. If it keeps going, it's probably going to continue ripping pretty hard, right? This is a massive kind of downtrend. And when the trend reverses, we would anticipate a directionally proportional kind of move in the opposite direction. So you're talking about a massive, what, year and a half long downtrend or something to that degree. So when this gets reversed like it is now, you're not just going to look for a 10% move or, a measly 5% move. You're going to look for pretty extreme kinds of moves into whatever the next resistance level is, right? And if you break out above that resistance, you just look for the next one, and then so on and so forth. And it's not every time it happens it has to play out this way, but it is, if you continue to apply that mindset over the long course of time. Even if just 1 out of 10 times that happens, you're going to be profitable in the long term for applying that. So in my head, that is absolutely a winner's mindset. You can see how you would have taken the exact same setup for EOS as you would have taken for Link. One would have worked beautifully, and one would have not worked at all. You would have had to adjust, and you probably could have got out in some sort of profit or break even, truthfully, without taking a full loss. But still, right? Just applying that winner's mindset. So far, EOS doing pretty damn good. This is also on this week's watch list. So all of these coins moving forward will be on this week's watch list. SNX, same kind of gist, on a very, very high time frame, showing a lot of strength. So the key here is when we're looking for relative strength, we mainly just want to pay attention to what is outperforming and what is continuing to head up. And if you're going to play the long side, you absolutely want to play those coins. They're much more likely to continue outperforming. The odd phenomena that like people have in their brain is they see something outperforming and they go, "Oh, X is, going up massively and it's going parabolic and higher highs and higher lows and it looks overextended, and the rest of the market is downtrending. So we need to short X." And it's like, no, strength tends to attract more strength, right? It tends to attract buyers. And just think about it logically, where if you have your money invested into something, or you're looking to play something, or looking to invest into something, and that something is depreciating, right? It's going down in value. Meanwhile, there's a different sector of the market appreciating in value. You're probably going to take your money and put it into whatever is appreciating instead of either waiting or holding something that is depreciating, right? You could be putting that money to good use instead. So that's the theory. It's a pretty logical kind of concept, and oftentimes our brains tend to think inverse to that. And in my opinion, that is a loser's mindset. Again, if SNX does this, right, and this is the exact top, and we break down and create new all-time lows, you're going to think that I'm an idiot. But that's why we manage our risk, right? We look to play into these kinds of setups, and even if just one plays out of 10, it's going to pay off pretty handsomely. So, right, and I would usually anticipate it more than just a 10% win rate on this kind of stuff. So pretty drastic kind of reversals, right? Again, looking for a directionally proportional kind of move to a year and a half long kind of downtrend. So we're not just looking for a measly 10% or 20% push or whatever this is so far, right? 25%. So pretty damn good, but definitely looking for much more, in my opinion. YFI is the last one from last week's watch list that is also on this week's. The issue that I have with YFI is I don't have a great way of playing it. I think the hourly 200 MAs are the best portrayal of trend. And below that, I'm not really sure what I would play. So it's kind of hard to say. You could maybe argue like 4-hour 200s. I'm not really seeing it. So that's the issue that I have with Wi-Fi. Maybe the 3-hour 200s do the best job portraying that trend, but at the moment, definitely the hourly 200s. But even those, right? You can see that your bids are getting front ran here. Maybe they get front ran here. I would probably assume they get front ran here as well, right? You have like this local demand zone confluence, but if I'm bidding this, I'm not just bidding the gray box. I'm bidding this like zone here. So I probably don't get filled on that trade, and I wasn't filled on that trade, right? I didn't take that. So that's the issue that I have with Wi-Fi, is that I personally am struggling to find a way to trade it, but I know in the back of my mind I need to be trading Wi-Fi. Like, it has my attention. It absolutely warrants my attention. It's going up as the rest of the market goes down, right? So massive relative strength. We want to look to play into those. The last one for this video is going to be Maker. And then stick around because I do have an announcement for you guys. Pretty exciting for anyone who's on my Bybit ref link. But Maker also continuing to outperform, creating higher highs. Retrace this like dump here just recently. And yeah, there's not really too much else to say. 4-hour 200s do a really good job portraying a much higher time frame trend, although they're not incredibly relevant locally. But we would keep an eye out for those. And in the event that we pull back and test this region, that is a potential swing long forming. And with a pretty clear and concise invalidation, you start to lose this level, and suddenly you want to be actually interested in shorting Maker at that point. So this zone held for now, maybe because of a low time frame trend. I'm not sure what it was. Yeah, so it looks like 30-minute 200s, which we're currently testing at the time of me making this video. So the same exact assumption. If we continue uptrending, maybe we'll form some sort of like ascending triangle, or come up and test this resistance again, higher lows, but equal kind of highs, local resistance, but local trend support as well. And if instead this like low time frame downtrend persists and we lose these 30-minute 200s, then I would consider it a pretty good chance that we're at least going to test this zone and maybe even those 4-hour 200s, and we can look to swing on a higher time frame from there. And that would be my ideal kind of region as it stands to really swing from. In the meantime, these are more like scalp trades, multi-day, scalp longs kind of thing. So yeah, but yeah, that is the end of the video. But I do have an announcement. So as you guys know, I try and give away stuff to people on my Bybit ref link and incentivize you guys to sign up to my Bybit ref link if you're not already. And so for this month, last month I gave away $500, to $250 to two different people. This month I'm giving away an iPhone 14, an iPhone 14. So there's not too many people on my Bybit ref link, so you do have a pretty good job, or a pretty good chance of winning that giveaway. And honestly, I won't tell you the exact numbers, but your odds are pretty damn good considering it's an iPhone 14. So if you want to sign up to that giveaway, all you have to do is register an account on my Bybit ref link, deposit $100, and take at least one trade. If you don't do all three of those things, you are not eligible for the giveaway. So I feel so bad because you guys waste your time signing up for an account and then you don't do any of the other steps and you just wasted your time signing up for an account. You may as well not even have signed it up, right? So if you're going to go through with it, make sure you follow through with all three steps. Sign up the account, deposit $100, and take one trade, and then you're good to go. You automatically are entered into the Bybit, the iPhone giveaway, iPhone 14 giveaway that I'm doing through Bybit. Wow, talking is incredibly hard. So that's about it. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoy these videos, like, comment, subscribe. All the YouTube influencer bullshit. I am going to need that stuff because I'm starting to separate my Twitter and YouTube. Starting to differentiate the two. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Hope you continue to get value from these videos. Much love, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Take it easy.